Watching Spencer Pratt take down Gavin Newsom is the best thing on the internet right now. Gavin Newsom threw a charity event where all these celebrities came and played a concert and raised $100 million for the fire victims of LA. Problem is, none of those fire victims has seen any of the money. So, C-list celebrity Spencer Pratt went digging to find out why. Spencer and Heidi Pratt's home burned down in the fires, and they have had all kinds of trouble trying to get permits to rebuild their home.
Oh, dirty Gavin Newsom, I caught you.
So a couple days ago, I had posted about a congressman calling for the investigation of where the fire aid money had gone to. There was a fundraiser that was created and over $100 million was raised towards direct relief to the fire victims in LA. This letter was sent to Pam Bondi to ask for the investigation of where the funds went. People like Spencer Pratt, this guy has been very loud about the fact that none of the fire victims, including him and his wife, have received any funds. And he came out with a video calling out the fact that it's been discovered.
Strap in, because this scandal has it all: deception, dirty money, and a $100 million disaster that stinks worse than wildfire ash. At the center, Gavin Newsom, accused of overseeing a botched relief fund meant to help Los Angeles wildfire survivors. But instead of support, victims got silence. No answers. No aid. Just one blazing question: where did the money disappear to? And then, out of left field, enters the most unexpected figure, Spencer Pratt. Yes, the reality TV guy. But this time, he's ditching drama for duty, blowing the whistle on what could be California's biggest cover-up. The state didn't expect a watchdog, but it just might have found one.
Well, I have unfortunately gone down this Spencer Pratt and Gavin Newsom rabbit hole, and I'm thoroughly entertained. For one, I think it's about time we give Spencer Pratt his flowers. The guy is a beauty. He's hilarious. I personally get a kick out of him, probably more than other people, because I have a very similar sense of humor to him. If you've seen some of my videos, I do like to post some rage-based stuff because I thoroughly enjoy seeing the reaction from people and how ballistic they go for just like things that they see on TikTok. It's just, to me, it's hilarious. But anyways, I digress. So, situation with Spencer Pratt and Gavin Newsom. Basically, there was a concert at some point after the tragic LA wildfires. About $100 million was raised, and a lot of people who unfortunately did lose their homes during that event kind of sounded the alarm on this that said, hey, we haven't seen a dime of this $100 million. Where did it go? Well, turns out the money was distributed to several different nonprofit organizations, and one of them happened to be owned and ran by yours truly, Gavin Newsom's wife. Well, an internet sleuth and Spencer Pratt kind of brought this to light. Gavin Newsom's camp is 100% denying it, but Spencer Pratt has receipts. And let me tell you, it does not look good for Gavin Newsom. I don't know if anybody knows exactly how much money he stole, but all indications are that he did steal and basically launder millions and millions of dollars that was there to help out victims of...
When flames swallowed his own home, Spencer Pratt didn't crawl into the shadows. He grabbed a flashlight and started digging. What he discovered: a disaster behind the disaster. Shady non-profit operations, suspicious financial records, and, allegedly, a money trail that circles back to Gavin Newsom's inner circle, and even includes his wife, Jennifer Newsom. This isn't gossip, it's a political detonation. Social platforms are ablaze, and the outrage is gaining momentum. If Newsom hoped this mess would fade into silence, he seriously miscalculated, because Spencer just blew the lid off it all. Stick around. This rabbit hole's only going deeper from here.
Celebrities came and played a concert and raised $100 million for the fire victims of LA. Problem is, none of those fire victims has seen any of the money. So, C-list celebrity Spencer Pratt went digging to find out why. Spencer and Heidi Pratt's home burned down in the fires, and they have had all kinds of trouble trying to get permits to rebuild their home. Meanwhile, old Gavin Newsom's out here doing a land grab to build his low-income home. So when Spencer started his digging to see exactly where this $100 million has gone, he discovered that 50 million of it had basically gone into Gavin Newsom's pocket. So now that Spencer has brought so much attention to it, an investigative journalist from Circle the News has gotten involved, and she has done her own digging on where this money has gone. She has discovered that instead of the money going directly to victims, that the money is going to several nonprofits. Some of these nonprofits are actually using the money to help victims and going to their nonprofits to provide things for victims, but many of those have zero ties to victims whatsoever. One of the nonprofits that received the largest financial grant is called Cal Volunteers. Guess who is the chair of that nonprofit? None other than Gavin Newsom's wife. So y'all go follow along, because this is so interesting that the Attorney General is getting involved to find out exactly what old Newsom is doing with the money for these victims. And anybody that exposes Gavin Newsom has my full support. Mind you, this is all alleged. I do not need some dirty Democrat.
Let's rewind to where this all began. A dazzling charity event filled with celebrities, speeches, and a red carpet of goodwill. Cameras flashed. Promises were made. All in the name of helping wildfire survivors. And it worked, or so it seemed. $100 million was raised, and the headlines were glowing. Stories of healing, recovery, and community resilience. But beneath that glamorous surface,
We only have 4 seats that are represented by black folk, where the vast majority of the people that get to decide who they have represent them are black. They decided to attack 3 of the 4 seats that we have in the state. They decided to go after a Latina. They are specifically deciding to splinter the communities of common interest, as well as just blatantly say we are going to dilute minority voices. So we know that the courts, ever since we've had a Voting Rights Act, have always found. We also know that there are donors that I'm sure are going to be willing to make sure that they are investing and making sure that they can take down some of these candidates, since they don't want to rule out dark money. I'm sure some dark money gonna pour in on the behalf of the American people. So what I am saying is every tactic, as well as making sure
it got messy, real fast. Beneath the applause and the PR smiles, an uncomfortable truth emerged. Where's the money? Survivors still haven't seen it. Aid never arrived. First there were rumors, then reports, and soon, the $100 million miracle fund began to look more like a vanishing act. That shining moment of hope. It evaporated. And now, the layers of secrecy are peeling back, and what's showing underneath doesn't look good for Gavin Newsom or his allies.
At a surface level on social media, I decided to go to the Fire Aid website, where it does display that a total of $75 million has been given out of the $100 million. And I clicked on round 2. It starts off with this one, where it talks about how $700,000 was given for critical information for fire victims. Then when you scroll down, you do see Cal Volunteers, which is an organization that got a grant that took some of the money. I need you to pay attention to the one beneath it that says Center for Nonprofit Management. Remember that. This story started gaining more traction and more coverage started hitting this because you go to Cal Volunteer and you check out the commission. Guess who is the honorary chair? That's right, Jennifer Newsom. Guys, Gavin Newsom's wife, she is the honorary chairman of Cal Volunteer. Decided to go back to the Fire Aid website, and guess what is conveniently missing on the list of people that got grants on round 2? Remember how I told you Center for Nonprofit Management? Below that and above that was Cal Volunteer. But today on the website, if you go search round 1 and round 2, somehow Cal Volunteer disappeared from the list of people that got grants. Now what appears above Center for Nonprofit Management is California Local Conservation Corps. Yes, you can scour through that list. You're not going to find Cal Volunteer on there anymore. What are you hiding, Newsom? We already figured it out that your wife is leading one of the nonprofits that got the grant. So we already know you took the money from the fire victim. You refused to bring voter ID back to get federal funding to the fire victim. So when you're out there on the campaign trail talking about how much you care.
And here's the jaw-dropper. Spencer Pratt, once a headline magnet for Hollywood antics, has found himself in the center of a real-life political storm. After losing everything to the wildfires, he didn't vanish. He started digging. And what surfaced? A mess that points directly to the Newsom family. At the eye of the storm is Cal Volunteers, the non-profit supposedly tasked with aiding victims. But guess what? The honorary chair is Jennifer Newsom, the governor's wife. That's right. The very people promoting the aid effort might be tied to the vanishing funds. The claims that the $100 million raised to rebuild lives may have been funneled into organizations with suspicious connections. Meanwhile, victims were left in limbo. The online world reacted fast: outrage, trending hashtags, demands for resignations. Spencer's investigation didn't just shake things up, it sparked a full-blown crisis. The Newsom team is scrambling to control the narrative, but the damage is spreading. Now the big question looms: when donation money vanishes, who takes the fall? The charities? The officials? Or a system built to fail? Drop your thoughts below, because this isn't over. Not even close.